Hello everyone, my name is NIRE and today I'll be breaking down the drops from my song Tongue Twister, out now on the Salpool Roundtable. Started, this is how the drop sounds like if you haven't heard already. So we're gonna go from top to bottom, see what's making this tune work. It's a quite simple drop. So, simple in layers, but complicated in practice. So, first things first, we have the kick and snare, or kick clap, however you want to call it. So this is just a hat that's playing on every kick because the kick is being clipped. So I think when the kick gets clipped with a hat, it sounds more pleasant to the ear than when it doesn't have one. So this is without the hat, and this is with the hat. It just makes it sound a bit cut through the mix a bit better. So we have that, and then this kick is being, as you can see, this is just clipped a bit, and then with a kick, this is the kick itself, which I'm just wave shaping. It's just clipping and stabbing, which is a multiband transient shaper. Really recommended. Really cool for any type of drums and any type of genre in general. And I'm also cutting 700k something on there. I don't know why. This project is quite old, so a lot of the decisions I made here are not what I do today. But yeah, after that we have a clap, which I think is an ominous clap, and then we have a noir clap. It's like the big layer, so without anything, it's just very dry. But then it just has some EQ, some saturation, some wave shaping, some like parallel reverb. That's kind of creating more space and makes the clap have more tail. So when they play them together, but yeah, I think I learned this from the Sisto Patreon. Shout out Sisto. If it wasn't for you, this tune wouldn't be made. But yeah, apart from that, we have the cymbals, which are just this. Just really simple quarter note cymbals, and I'm doing a decapitator on them. This is just a saturation, and then just more stab, super subtle stab, and then a high pass, and then together. And yeah, and that's pretty much it for the drums. It's just super simple drums, and then we have the bass that sounds like this. So let's go through it. So I'm gonna go through from the very beginning, and then we'll go over the processing. So first things first, this is how the original sounds like, which I think is just a sound design session that I had. I usually do sound design sessions. Oh wait, okay, so this is just sound design session that I had. And a lot of the sounds came from there, and I think what I did was the same thing that I was showing with the shifter. Is just like you have the shifter in Ableton, and you have this delay thing. That's really cool because you can create weird higher pitched or lower pitch stuff. Like if I do 100 hertz, it's just like a feedback loop, if that makes sense. It goes like dang 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 dang. But the cool thing about this is not when you do the fine or when you mess with the pitch, but rather if you mess with the delays, you get this very cool granular effect that I really liked. So I just made I think I just ran some basses through that, and I just got that session, and then I just put them in a flow that that kind of worked. So then we have a line delay, which is the same thing as the delay, channel delay here, but just as a Max for Life device. I think it comes with Ableton 11. It just like delays the signal from 0 to 100 milliseconds. Then we have an EQ that's cutting the low end. We have a parallel delay for later transitions. We have a parallel echo, and I think this is very important because I am automating, usually with my reverbs and delays and echoes and whatever, I usually do them on parallel chains because I think I have more control over them, and I can keep like the dry signal in. So as you can see, this is just a dry signal with no effects, and then I have a parallel signal which is being delayed or echoed at 100%, and this is how it sounds like by itself. But that kind of doesn't do much, but when you play with the basses, it kind of enhances the flow a bit. Yeah, so then I use a multiband compression to bring everything up, which, by the way, is way better than OTT. You should start using multiband compression. It's a stock Ableton preset. I think it's a multiband dynamics. You go here and you just throw it and just mess around with parameters. Even the stock multiband compression kind of works cool. And then shifter in the other here. Yeah, what else? I think that's pretty much it for the bass processing. And then the group processing, I'm using some different things. So first is I have a parallel convolution. Okay, this is what I told you. Like the bass is super simple. Like the drop is super simple, but the processing just gets crazy because I love doing stuff like that. So we have a parallel chain. We have a dry chain, and then we have a parallel chain that's being reverb, but it also has like a Foreman filter, which is just like a very peaky filter that kind of creates like vowels. I would show it, but I would have to move everything, and I don't want to like change the sound. So this is how the reverb version sounds like, which by itself maybe doesn't feel like it's doing much, but if we remove it, you can hear the difference. It kind of creates more vowelliness to the bass, which I think was something that I wanted to do, especially because I think I got the song name early on, so I thought I want this to feel like someone talking, like it's twisting their tongue, therefore tongue twister. So yeah, then this is a shifter just helping with the fills, just doing like then more multiband compression, then more saturation, then EQing a bit of the mids, and then this is being automated for a fake out, then again reverb, that I think is broken, but it's just parallel reverb, same as the echo, and then some EQs in the highs, and then we have that's how we get like the main bass. We have some like other basses that are kind of enhancing the conversation, if you will. Like if we play this, that's everything else that's playing in the drop, besides the sub. So you just have that. We have this. I don't know what this is. It's just a reverb, like a shifted layer, I guess. I don't know what I did. This project is quite old, as I said. Then we have this like, that's kind of enhancing the wow. It's kind of enhancing that phrase. And it's also adding more space, so it's basically just like a weird, again, another sound design session that I had. I usually just go through. It's just sound design. It's weird spectral noises, as you can hear, and I just have this, and I have this, but this also has like a delay on it, which again is just random sound design sessions that I record whenever I don't feel like writing music. I just got that wow, and they kind of again enhance and add a bit more space to the drop. And I guess something that carries this tune is the sub, which is very cool. I really like how the sub turned out on this one. So this is how the sub sounds like. So as you can see, there's a lot going on. So we have some pitch envelopes, that's not important. We have the pitch bend just going. There's some kick tight, some distortion, some utility. Ignore the vibrato thing, it's not on. And then some EQs. And apparently I think I messed up because there's there's a line delay here in 33 milliseconds. But then on the basses, it's 22 milliseconds. As you can see here, it's 22. So they are not aligned at all. But they work, and it sounds good. So, and the tune is already out. So what can I do with it? I don't know. So I'm just distorting this sub like crazy, and then just bringing it down the mids a bit. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Apart from that, you can continue, and then it just goes like. And then those like spectral layers kind of come back in the second half. So I kind of just basically try to like move the conversation forward. I like to think of music and drops as a conversation, and you kind of get bored of a topic when you talk about it for a while. So I try to continue the trend and continue the conversation, I guess. So we have more sounds that kind of enhance the. We also have this like yoink, and this yoink very. Purple Lamborghini yoink, Virtual Riot, you know the deal. Super simple, and that kind of is making things more interesting over time, so it doesn't get repetitive. I'm automating this. Okay, yeah. So I'm automating this. So I have a macro on the sync. So then after the second. Like the last 4 bars, the yoink gets higher. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the drops. There are more textures. What is this? That's from the breakdown. And then second drop is pretty much the same. I just went through the sound design session and tried to look for other sounds that could fit better for a second drop. I think also there's some overdrive here. Here for the fake out, so it kind of goes back and then comes back in. This is for you, is quite old, and I don't think this even is the final one. I think I stemmed it out and mixed it, but you can definitely learn a lot from this, I think. Then we have more textures, more stuff, more yoinks. That's kind of helping like keep the flow, since the flow kind of gets a bit hectic on the tune. I like to have this like quarter notes, like as you can hear in the first drop. And in the second drop, you kind of have this kind of like quarter note rhythm that kind of tells the listener, oh, so this is the time signature. I don't know, but it's just it kind of it's like a cable to earth of sorts, right? That just brings you back to lets you know what to follow to headbang. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So then, and it also fills up some space. And then apart from that, we have some effects. And I forgot to check this. This is just apart from the intro, sustain that I made, sample pack on my sample pack that I made and released like a year ago. I think that's pretty much it for the drops, honestly. Super fun tune. Thank you so much, Disciple, for letting me do this. I really appreciate it. And shout out Dubstep too.